Corner influence. Corner property has greater exposure. Front foot is the number of feet that a property runs along the street. In retail properties, front foot is desirable as it lends to exposure to the public. Corner influence is the same idea, though not measured in feet. Corner influence is an abstract idea that a property on the corner, maybe of an intersection in a town or city, has much greater exposure than a property not on the corner. In general, corner properties are desirable for commercial or retail properties, but not for residential properties. Corner influence is the greater exposure of a corner property. Related words: front foot, corner lot, interior lot. General plan. Master plan for development of a city or municipality. California requires that each city and municipality have a general plan. Despite the word, quote, general, end quote, the general plan is a master plan with specifics on land use, circulation, housing, conservation, open space, noise, and safety. Coastal cities must additionally include protection of natural resources and protection of wetlands. The general plan is a master plan for the long-term development of a city or municipality. Synonyms: master plan. Related words: plan development. Tax clearance. Letter from state that a business's taxes are paid up. Bulk sales refers to the sale of a business or the sale of a substantial portion of a business's inventory. Such sales are regulated by the Bulk Transfer Act. Because a business may have an outstanding tax liability, it is important to apply to the state and receive a tax clearance. A tax clearance is proof that the taxes of the business are up to date and that there is no tax liability which, if one exists, would be transferred to the new owner. A tax clearance is a letter from the state that a business has paid up on all its taxes, that a business is paid up on all its taxes. Related words: bulk sales. Administrator. Court-appointed person to conclude an estate. An administrator is a male court-appointed person to conclude the estate of a deceased person. An administratrix is a female court-appointed person to conclude the estate of a deceased person. An executor is a male person appointed by a will to conclude the estate of a deceased person, and an executrix is a female appointee by a will to conclude the estate of the will maker. Related words: administratrix, executor, executrix. Confirmation of agency. Principal's signature as to type of agency chosen. Agency is the idea that one person can represent another as if she was that person. In real estate, agency is potentially compromised by the inherent conflict of interest in dual agency an agent representing both seller and buyer. The conflict of interest is that a seller wants to sell at the highest possible price, and the buyer wants to buy at the lowest possible price. Sellers and buyers have full right to sell to select a dual agent, given complete disclosure. Agents follow a rule of disclosure, elect, and confirm DEC to legally protect themselves from misunderstandings regarding agency. The confirmation is the principal's signature as to his or her agency selection. Will. Written instrument to dispose of assets upon death. A will is a piece of paper which spells out what happens to a person's assets upon his or her death. A holographic will is a will written by the hand of the owner, parentheses, called the testator or maker, end parentheses. A witnessed will is a will signed by the testator, parentheses, maker, end parentheses, and two witnesses. Dying, quote, testate, end quote, means dying without a will. Without a will, an estate will go into probate, which is where the court follows rules for distributing the assets of the deceased. Receiving property from a will is called a, quote, devise, end quote, and receiving money or personal property from a will is called a, quote, bequest, end quote, or, quote, legacy, end quote. A codicil is a piece of paper used to change a will by a testator. A will is a written instrument to dispose of assets upon death. Dispute resolution. Settling business disputes through mediation or arbitration. Dispute resolution is the name given to alternatives to the court system for settling business disputes. The two main forms of dispute resolution are mediation and arbitration. The main difference is that arbitration is binding, mediation is not. In addition, the decision of the arbitrator is final and binding. This is made so by both parties agreeing to the decision in advance. Mediation is more of a search for options that will meet the needs of the parties involved, but adopting the mediator's recommendations is not required. Because of the expense and long time of resolution, avoiding the court system is desirable. Most real estate deals include an arbitration clause, urging parties to agree to arbitration in advance and any possible disputes. Acquisition. Purchasing of real property. An acquisition is a purchase of real property. The opposite of an acquisition is a disposition. To dispose of real property is to sell it. Investment companies may have an acquisitions and dispositions department. Acquisition is the purchasing of real property. Antonyms: disposition. Duplex, parentheses, R2, end parentheses. Two-unit dwelling with separate addresses. Zoning is a method used by city planners to divide a city into similar use areas. Common zone types include A, agriculture, C, commercial, M, manufacturing, P, public, areas like parks or public parking, R, residential, R1, single-family residential, R2, duplex residential, R3, multiple residential, R4, 4-unit or higher residential, PD, planned development, and possibly as many more as may be designated by the city or municipality depending on its unique needs. R2 zoning is for a duplex, which is a 2-unit dwelling. 2 units means 2 separate addresses on the same property. Duplexes typically have a common wall between the 2 units. A duplex is a 2-unit dwelling with separate addresses. Lease. Contract for tenancy. A lease is a contract for use of a property or a less than freehold estate. A lease involves a lessee, which is the tenant, and a lessor, which is the landlord or property owner. A lease is often called a rental agreement. A lease will typically include rent amount and term as well as other conditions of tenancy.